viewers and listeners of INC Radio. Hello, hello, hello. I'm Sister Lorraine Lowinco Manabat from Clayton, North Carolina, live here in INC Radio, Virginia Satellite Studio. Kamusta po kayo? Maya paabak, maya pagatpanapon, at maya pabengi po sa inyong lahat. And I'm from Pampanga, and I'm very, very thankful that I started INC Radio back in Pampanga Satellite Studio as we commemorate today the 10th anniversary of INC Radio International. So very, very proud to be here in INC Radio and meet our INC Radio family. Let's go and say hello to Brother Andrew.
Hello, Sister Lorraine. And I happen to be physically in Charlotte at the moment, although I'm from High Point. Both cities are in North Carolina. And I'm ecstatic to be here on the 10th anniversary of INC Radio International. We have two fantastic guests who will meet in a little bit and a fantastic topic. And I'm so excited, and I thank everybody for tuning in.
Yes, Brother Andrew. And as you can see on here on our screen, our topic is learning styles that suit you. You know that learning styles refer to different ways of people. How do they absorb? How do they process or retain information? And these are different personal preferences that can guide teaching and learning strategies coming from a teacher. People can learn through multiple methods, and it's beneficial to develop a variety of learning skills. So we want to know, we want to hear from our viewers and listeners right now. What is your learning style? Of course, being a teacher, Brother Andrew, our viewers and listeners, if they don't know right now, I am currently a second grade teacher in an elementary school. So being a teacher, this is very important and very crucial to know what are the different learning styles of my students that I have. And also, as a teacher, how will I also apply that for my kids to be successful in their learning? How about your Brother Andrew? How do you define this learning style with your career or with your personal?
Think of driving to work. That would be an audio learner. You pop a ebook in and you just start listening as you're driving to work. That's one way of learning. Kinesthetic learning. Let's say you were in a factory and you have somebody new to the job and you're showing them how to run that assembly line, or like a high school chemistry lab. That's another way of kinesthetic learning. There's logical learning, statistics, mathematics, even maybe weather forecasting models. There's many different types of learning. There's interpersonal learning where you learn in groups, and intrapersonal learning where you learn in solitude. There's so many different ways of learning. It's fascinating.
Yes, Brother Andrew. And as you have mentioned, we have two fabulous guests for today. Will share us about the learning style. How do they learn? Is it only for school? Is it only for teachers like me, or for the learners? Or can we still learn outside of school? How do we do it? I'm already like out of school. My age is out of school already. Can I still continue learning? And as we have mentioned a while ago, INC Radio right now is celebrating 10th year of INC Radio International. And I could say personally, INC Radio, this platform is already helping everybody, our viewers, our listeners, brothers and sisters all around the world. This is the major purpose of INC Radio, is learning a lot of things and learning to meet new friends, learning to have new skills. And I am very, very proud to say that INC Radio is global. We meet different friends from different continents, Asia, Africa. And this platform is really helping us and benefiting a lot of viewers and listeners as we uh, have conversation with different topics. And I also want to voice out this from our viewers and listeners that they are very, very thankful for from all the episodes that we have, not only broadcasting different church activities, of course, but also, having this kind of episodes, this fun and learning. And right now we're learning different learning styles, and INC Radio is one of it. It is the verbal, visual. We see different pictures on the screen. We hear sounds, and like each time we have topics and different topics about that. So it's also interpersonal and intrapersonal as we meet different guests, and I learn from them, right, Brother Andrew? And I learn from you. I learn from Sister Lucy, Kuya Manley, our executive producer. So um, I really love INC Radio. So thank you so much to our church administration for having this platform. And I'm so excited to introduce to you our first guest for today's episode. He is from Huntsville, Alabama, and he will also introduce himself. Let's give it up for Brother Dog Christian. Hello, for Brother Dog.
Thank you, Sister Lorraine. As you stated, I am in the local congregation of Huntsville, Alabama. I currently work as a senior systems engineer in the defense industry, specifically working on missiles and missile defense. And I'm well past my years of being in school, but I found that I'm constantly learning, and I think we'll talk more about that as the show progresses. So thank you for having me on, and I'm very happy and excited to be part of this and part of the 10th anniversary of the INC Radio International.
We love to have you here also, Brother Doc. Thank you so much. And also, we also have our next guest, very, very pretty, coming from all the way from Norfolk, Virginia. Let's give it up for Sister Dane Dina.
Thank you, sister. Hello, brethren. I'm Sister Dane Dino from the locale of Norfolk, Virginia. I'm currently a freshman at the School of Booker T. Washington High School. Thank you for having me, sister.
Very beautiful. Thank you so much, Sister Dane. Thank you so much for, of course, giving this time for us and for also for our viewers and listeners. And we are all excited to have our discussion, right, Brother Andrew?
We are beyond excited. We're enthusiastic. We're looking forward. We can't wait to hear what our guests say, and we're excited.
Yes, as Brother Andrew have mentioned different learning styles, I know Kuya Tech will show us some of these visuals, right? Visual learning. So Kuya Tech will show us some of the visuals right now of what are the differences of these learning styles that suits you. Of course, we want to know first what I am good at, my strengths and weaknesses, and how will I learn. This also include our teachers right now who are listening, and also the parents who have kids that they're going to school, and this will benefit everybody right now. And again, it's not only school related, but also how do we learn things like cooking, driving, like traveling. Those are the things that we are learning as of the moment, and over, and we don't stop learning. That's what Brother Doug said. We don't stop learning. So what are the first one, Brother Andrew? What are these learning styles that we have?
I was wondering, so there's visual learning, such as flow charts and graphs and diagrams. There's auditory learning, like audio books. There's logical learning, like you think of logic or structure or statistics or step 1, 2, 3, 4. You think of verbal learning, maybe that's linguistics or writing or speaking. You think of kinesthetic learning, such as labs or demonstrations or real examples. You think of interpersonal learning, study groups, or you think of intrapersonal learning, solitary. And I wonder if we could touch upon which one of those work best for us as a learner. And at the same time, if you're a teacher and you're teaching many different individuals with many different styles, how do you set up a teaching environment that addresses all those different students or learners? So it's like an interesting mix or match of these different learning styles. I'm wondering if our two guests could touch on that.
I'm sure I'll start off if that's okay, brother. I think what you're going to find, and actually Sister Lorraine brought up a very good example, driving. How can you learn to drive without having hands-on? But at the same time, do you want them to have hands-on before they've learned all the different practical parts that go with that? So I think there's many situations where you're going to have a blended version not only as the teacher, but also as the learner. And so I think you'll find that while there might be one method that works best for you, that method may not always work based on the type of topic that you're going to have. So right now I see there's a slide for the visual learning. So again, that's learning best through seeing and visualizing. You prefer images, diagrams, charts, and they may benefit from maps, color-coded routes, watching directions. So again, this is a learner that's going to be getting their information. They're going to absorb it best through a visual means.
And
That is. Mhm. Go ahead, brother Andrew.
Sister Dane, to you, what learning style are you most comfortable with and why?
For me po, my most comfortable learning style is kinesthetic. Being more hands-on helps me engage and increase my focus when I'm learning.
Now, have you ever had another learning style that helped you with kinesthetic learning and had the two work together? And if so, what was that?
For me, I would say auditory. Hearing and having someone guide me step by step helps me get a clear understanding of what I'm trying to learn, the information I'm trying to see.
And for instance, let's take driving. I don't know if you started driver's education or not. Would you prefer a fold-out paper map or a GPS when you were driving, or do you think you have a preference for your navigation and why?
I think I would prefer a GPS, even though you're still using visual with a map. I also would want to hear my instructions where to go. I don't want to just look visually while I'm trying. I want to increase my focus by being able to hear where I need to do. Yeah, brother.
So
Yeah,
you're almost blending three types of learning there. I understand. Sorry, Sister Lorraine, go ahead.
So, brother Andrew, I just remember this thought. Each time I ever remember, like I just want to pop out and like say it out loud. Coming from Sister Dane, like me and my husband, I know brother Harold could hear me right now. Sometimes, you're on the road and you're already having this map in front of you, and sometimes if I'm the one who's driving, and he will tell me like, dun ka na sa kaliwa, go to the left, and like I was focusing on them on my phone, and like sometimes your focus is not in on the road, but for him, like listening to him. But I have a friend also, if I may share. We are on a new place, and then I told her like, is it okay for me just to say where you're going, or you just put the phone there? And then she said like, no, tell me where I'm going. She was just focused on the road, and like, so I said, oh, now you're auditory learner, because you learn best and when I speak. So, like what we are already talking about, this blending learning styles, because visual, it's visual learning, auditory, it's auditory learning. But we could blend these things, it bending also on what we're learning, like what we have an example a while ago, brother Doug said about driving. We have visuals. Do we start teaching driving with pictures? This is where you're going, this is the brakes, this is the steering wheel, whatever. So if I also mention this as my experience, when I learned how to drive, I already sat there and the car is already starting. But see, that's kinesthetic, that's hands-on. But one thing that is very funny is they forgot to tell me the very basic one is to start the car, because they're already started, right? And then it was my turn to show what I've learned to them, and I said I don't know how to start the car because they already started it. So yeah, those are just funny things I remember when I just learned how to drive. But also right now, Sister Day, if you may share this to our viewers and listeners, I know that you learn baking. Can you tell us how these learning styles help you to learn how to bake your ube
Yeah,
pandesal?
Yes, sister, I know you miss it. For me, with kinesthetic learning, it's really helped me improve in my baking, learning from trial and error, being hands-on and being able to lean into my mistakes and use that as to step forward, to improve.
How about Brother Dog? What are the things that you're learning right now? And did you apply any combination of verbal and like logical?
Yes, Sister Lorraine. Actually, I found myself going back to school just last month. Needed to get current on some new engineering techniques. And so my company was able to enroll myself and many others in a course with Caltech. And I realized that I haven't studied in a long time, and I needed to determine what was the best way for me to learn. And so for me, auditory, I want to hear it. I need to hear it. I'm not a visual learner in the aspect of reading or a linguistic learner in the aspect of just reading something. I prefer to hear it and then have hands-on opportunity, the kinesthetic approach to actually do something. But in my course, I found that we were using interpersonal as well because we had to break up into small groups and discuss together the particular topic that we were going to work on, and then find a way to present that then into the larger group, which is the interpersonal style of learning. So I've I think it's rare to have a single learning style that's going to cover everything that you truly need to do. And you're going to find yourself with a blend using a little bit of each one, maybe culminating in the strongest area for you, whether that be kinesthetic. So you listened, you read a recipe as an example, you watched a video on how to do it, and then you actually did it. And that last step of doing it is what gave it um, you the skill to actually have learned what that topic was.
Brother Doug, I was interested in a work setting. If you're the instructor or the mentor or the teacher or whatever you would like to say, the more experienced worker to the newbie coming in, how do you customize and blend learning styles so they can be most effective in quickly picking up the job or whatever you're trying to show them?
Brother Andrew, that's an excellent question, and it sometimes may be more complicated to answer than what you might think. My workplace has employees ranging from the early 20s into their mid 70s. And so when you go to teach, you need to consider that not only do you have individuals, but generational differences, and therefore they're going to learn differently, different experience backgrounds. So in my situation, if I have to train someone with on the job training, I will try to use a combination of the different learning styles in my teaching. I try not to do just one style. So of course there'll be auditory. I'll discuss it. I will provide visual. There may be charts and stuff to support it. I'll include logical. I will list the steps that it's going to take to accomplish it. And then the final part, depending on the number of people, I may go to interpersonal where I have them break up into a small group. And then the final piece would be the kinesthetic where they actually get on and show and do whatever that particular skill may be.
That's a great answer. Sister Dane, I'd like to ask you, if you were to teach one of your younger siblings something, how would you do it? How would you blend learning styles for a young learner so they could learn and catch up to you? Maybe you're showing them how to make pandesal. How would you do that?
That's a good question, Brother Andrew. I would start visually, letting them see how I do it. But as I'm visually showing them, I would use auditorial. I would speak them through it so they understand what I'm doing. And the last would be kinesthetic. I would let them be hands-on and try themselves so they can get actual feel of what they're learning.
That's a great answer. Sister Lorraine, what do you think of that? Would Sister Dane's method work for your students?
Of course, Brother Andrew, as you know, I'm teaching second grade students. So kids will definitely learn with manipulatives, like when you teach them how to count and they're holding chips, and then they see pictures of objects, and like this concept that they're learning will definitely not only in math, but they will apply it in science, they will apply it in reading. Counting is not only for math. Like we try to connect it with all the disciplines that you could still do math in reading. Like you count how many sentences have you created. And I like Sister Dane's example, which you start with visual and then you explain it. Especially Sister Dane's know all this, her siblings. So you kind of know that maybe Brother Aiden will learn on this visuals, right? And kids really love pictures and audio and like touching those things. And I just want to read some of the comments of our viewers and listeners coming from Brother Rizal Tinaza, hashtag rally. He said, as a physical education teacher, understanding different learning styles can greatly enhance my teaching effectiveness. Of course, your PE teacher, more on kinesthetic, but what if you blend it, Brother Rizal? We want to hear that. What if you blend kinesthetic to audio, right? We also have, I saw some great comments here. Sister Marie Dillon, Sister Diana Sanaco, Brother Isaiah Gallo, Brother Junan Sheta, Sister Benilda. She said, I consider myself a combination of visual and audio type of learning. And also, Sister Tess Wider said that if you wanted to learn every day, it still depends on the learner, of the willingness, right? We're talking about learning styles, but it will only be effective if our learner is willing to learn. Also, we have Brother Vicky, Tate, Hypo, Brother and Sister Brother Andrew, and Sister Minda. Sister Diana Sanako, as an EC teacher, EC stands for Exceptional Children. I address the needs of my students through their interest. Then from that, I will craft a strategies that will help them learn. Thank you so much. That's a pretty good one. Hashtag rally. We also have Sister Angelica de Guzman, something new to learn, just listening here po. Hashtag HB High Point. And Sister Flo, also from Oregon. Hello, INC Radio Virginia. Happy 10th anniversary, INC Radio International. And it's already 3:23, Brother Andrew. We learned a lot from Brother Dog and Sister Dane, but we would like to also give this chance for them to greet personal greetings, families, and friends. Let's start off with Brother Dog. Go ahead, Brother Dog.
Thank you, Sister Lorraine. I'd like to greet all of my family here in Huntsville and spread out through the different states here in the U.S. And I'd like to greet the entire congregation of Huntsville. And on the behalf of my entire family, I would especially like to greet our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo, for his birthday on the 31st of October. Thank you.
Thank you so much, Brother Dog. Go ahead, Sister Dane.
Thank you, sister. I would like to greet and shout out my locale of Norfolk, and most especially a happy early birthday to our executive minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo.
Thank you so much to all our viewers and listeners. Thank you again for joining us. Of course, we learned a lot of things with different activities here in the District of Virginia. So let's listen with our CFO in action with Brother Andrew.
CFO in action.
Christian family organizations, Christian fun. How did we have it? I think we're going to see some pictures of the Kadiwa Formal, and our brethren got together and had a joyous time and ate some incredibly delicious food and had great fellowship with one another. Brethren from all over our district came up here to the Winston-Salem area and really enjoyed themselves and had a lot of fun in a very beautiful venue, and made even more friends and strengthened friendship, and were smiling ear to ear and really enjoyed each other. It was a beautiful venue. It was a great atmosphere, and brethren are so excited, and they wish we could have activities like this even more often. Now, the next picture I think we're going to see is of the Kadiwa Benhi special gatherings. And these were conducted all throughout our district in various local congregations, with brethren getting together, so excited to praise and to worship our Almighty God, to hear the message. And that they felt this was very special. They felt spiritually uplifted. They feel motivated, and they really feel much better having heard this. And this, our beloved district supervising minister, was the one speaking in these gatherings. And all these Kadiwa and Benhi really enjoyed this. And we also had some other activities involving the Society of Communicators and Networkers Performance Guidelines. And we just had a baptism today in Charlotte. And we're about to have an evangelical mission here very soon, an inauguration of our district office, and a household evangelical mission, and too many more activities to list. I'm so excited about our CFO in action.
Yes, yes, yes. And also, we would like to congratulate our hashtag winners last week. Go ahead, Kuya Tech, with our hashtag challenge. Our winners last week, October 19, 2024. Fifth place, Huntsville, Alabama. Go, Brother Dog. Fourth place, Fayetteville, North Carolina. Go, Brother Johnny. Third place, High Point, North Carolina. Brother Andrew. Second place, Macon, Georgia. And first place, Charlotte, North Carolina, Sister Lucy.
Woohoo!
Woo-hoo! Join us again next Saturday on our hashtag challenge. And I would just like to read this comment coming from Sister Angelica de Guzman. Thank you so much po. Wonderful topic po. More power to all po. Hashtag HP High Point. Congratulations to all our winners. And I would like to also greet my family in the local of Great North Lusaka district of Southeastern Africa, Sister Hannah Jean Cataroha, Brother Mark Lester Cataroha, and our parents, Brother Hilarion and Sister Norjan there in Oriental Mindoro. Hello, hello po sa inyong lahat. Keep safe. And also, we would like to greet a happy birthday to our beloved Executive Minister, Brother Eduardo V. Manalo. Thank you so much. Maraming salamat po for having this platform that we connect through our brethren all over the world. Maraming salamat po. Go ahead, Brother Andrew.
Thank you so much. Happy 10th anniversary, INC Radio International, and to everybody in INC Radio, including Sister Flo Guillermo from the District of Oregon, who supports us, and brethren throughout the world. We'd like to shout out and say thank you to Brother Wally Tarai, Brother Manny Andaya, but most of all to our beloved Executive Minister, joyous and heartfelt early birthday greetings to Brother Eduardo V. Manalo.
Thank you so much, Brother Andrew. And also, we would like to say thank you to our CFO coordinator, sub-CCO and President, Brother Angelo Eranio Manalo, for making INC Radio possible. To all satellites, we would like to say thank you. And hello po, Kuya Manly Andaya, our executive producer, our Kuya Tex in the Philippines, who always takes care of us. Thank you so much. Our supervising minister, Brother Esteban P. Inocencio Jr., our assistant district minister, Brother Ray De Mesa, our CFO overseer, Brother Melvin Bayangoan, our multimedia advisor, Brother Denzel Ben P. Malapit. Thank you so much, Brother Doc, Sister Dane. We will see you again next Saturday here in INC Radio Virginia Satellite Studio. Bye!